places. You just want to make it as a habit. And it is important, especially for Bangladesh perspective, knowing that even though they have missed out on services of Tamim Iqbal, the skipper, and also Taskin Ahmed, but still they haven't taken a back foot, and that's so beautiful to see. Breath of fresh air from the way they have handled themselves. Remember, stand-in captain Litun Kumar Das have taken a blinder already at covers. Lovely first over from Shakib Al Hasan, where he picked up not one but 2 wickets. It all adds on, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to keep that momentum, particularly as you get towards that World Cup. But the luxury you have if you've already qualified is you can now try lots of different combinations of players. And
required climbing slowly. So he just mix them up.
Because of the slowness of the bowling from Nazum. Very crafty from the skipper Rahul, or the vice captain. A delicate touch.
That's a very, very nice looking shot to just use the depth of the crease. Just played it at the last moment. You'll see just rocking back, putting the balance in the back, opening the face ever so slightly. Whatever pace there was on the ball, used it. But good work from Mehdi Hasan Miraj. Who else chasing after that one? Players giving that support to the young captain. Quick deliveries
of the Bangladesh were in a worse position than India. This have Rohit Sharma batting tonight, so went for 6 off the first over. The right-handers is probably the one other bowlers back into play.
Of Litton Dash. Of time, if you feel there's a wicket-taking bowler. Started off with a bang with many wickets in a test match. So the captain can trust him to deliver the goods.
Definitely not the weak link, but ball turning in, you feel safer sweeping him. You feel safer coming out of your crease to him to try and hit him down the ground.
Indeed, ball keeping a tugged low. Raul stunned the arm.
As such, 5 for 4.
Akshay Patel, the new man in deep trouble, India, at the moment. There was a partnership building which might have, but that's over. Oh, not quite. The inside Akshay Patel into his 25th inning. Media San Mirage brought in another. Well, departments fielded well, and now he's taken the.
To bring him on, the pressure was building on India with the required run rate. If you want to take a risk, take it now.
Wicket taking over completed by Mehdi Hasan Miraj. 65 for 4. To ease the nerves that have been
shimmied across the stumps.
Tells you not very much about that one, Dom.
Continually earning the odd one going straight. Really creating pressure to Shreyas Iyer.
More circumspect, easier to negotiate on that occasion. Man, what kind of a shot was this attempted by KL Rahul? Ball going pretty much straight. He tried to whip it away. Just nice. Pretty much. He was in trouble and elated. Needed something like this.
This ball is faced from Nazum.
Enterprising. You've got to try and take 20th over. It's 80 for 4. That's punished, and he's not going to hang about. Shreyas Iyer just hits it.
Over before from Iyer. All of a sudden, the bowler at the other end's under a little bit of.
Yeah, just that length for the batter to put away. Face did well to just close the face and play with soft hand. Rotate the strike. A good time, 20 of just 11.
Got a bit of a fear of Mahidi was the aggressor out to the crease. All of a sudden there's just been a few 3 times under a little bit of pressure right now.
Ball in the middle of the line. Creditable on the part of Shreyas Iyer. The runs to be taken easily.
Well,
On strike. See that kind of a bowler. Free hit. Hasn't gone too far, didn't quite time it. And they might just end up only getting one. Wonder why the no ball was given. This is the reason. The leg clipping the bails. And that is what clipping the bails. So under the rules, it's a no ball. Low. And it's a no ball again. He's done it again. We've seen that before.
No, I've not seen that twice. Game. India just might be finding their in the middle.
Good. And it turning out to be a good over with the bat for India. 40 from it. 94 for 4.
The first signs of a bit of a counter-attack from India here. Shreyas Iyer 40 not out of 57. Akshar Patel run a ball for his 8. Partnership 29 off 17. This was the last pull of the previous over. Quicker ball from Mehedi. Well bowled, actually. It was a free hit. Somehow, Shreyas Iyer's managed to play the old-fashioned draw. Get it down to fine leg for a boundary. That's what India need. Just to try and put Bangladesh on the back foot for the first time in the innings, really. You never know what can happen. If they can get a partnership together, as we saw in the Bangladesh innings when they were 69 for 6. Came back from that. Can India do the same? You'd think, though, Arthur, a lot depends on Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah, he looks to be in control now. 41 not out of 58 deliveries. He's hit 4 boundaries and a 6. He's done all the hard work. That's what a batter needs to do. Do the hard yards early on and make sure you don't throw it away. So it's of mighty importance that Shreyas Iyer goes on to play a really big knock here. Yes, he would need support from others. This is a good little partnership here. 32 of just 20 deliveries.
That's into space as well. Might push for 2. They do, and we'll get it comfortably. Ticking along nicely now.
And in the last couple of overs, they've actually scored quickly. So they're not shying away to take their chances and have taken calculated risks, which is fine as far as the chances they've taken. It has gone in their favor. Shot selection is important for both the batter.
Two is the call again. This time, though, it's only going to be a single. A pretty decent over for India. They scored a 5 of the deliveries. 100 exactly for 4. It's in India's even second 50, coming quicker than the first. 53 deliveries only, thanks mainly to this partnership. 35 from 23. Nassim Ahmed back into the attack for Bangladesh. Let's check out what's to come for India. Rohit Sharma, we're not sure if he's going to bat with that left thumb injury. Could be Shardul Thakur next and Deepak Chahar. Both of those can certainly bat.
You know, if Rohit Sharma will be able to.
Actually, Ebardot into the attack. Last minute change, not enough. Immediately goes back of a length. So there is batting to come, but not as much as they would have hoped for. Chahar is padded up. That's a good sign for India. He's got a half centuries before. In ODI cricket, remember in Sri Lanka last year, he had a very big role in a win. 60 odd he scored in that game. Cut hard. Well, half stopped behind square.
Yeah, we spoke about how well Shreyas Iyer has batted, but Akshar Patel also timing the ball quite nicely. He struck that quite nicely. Gets a bit of a power, just a single. And the kind of momentum they are in at the moment certainly goes in favor of the batters, because in the last 3 overs, the previous 3 overs, they scored 35 runs. Required run rate just above 6, which is fine.
Gorgeous cover drive, well fielded. Yasser Ali, 12th man, and almost affects an unlikely run out. That would have been a special bit of fielding if he hit the stumps from there.
They're timing it nicely. Good work in the D from Yasser Ali. Good pickup and quick release.
Yasser Ali hit the stumps there. That would have been very close, possibly even. Short again.
Quick time, just 28 deliveries. This partnership.
Haven't been too many dot balls in the last few overs. 6 off that over, 106 for 4.
ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন। ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন।
Should he be required? He probably will be.
But they haven't given any opportunity. But in that particular delivery, there was a bit of a misunderstanding. Yes, no, yes. And then they went for the run.
So you need to be really sharp in seeing that and then targeting the stumps.
Balling, Shaq. Come on, let's show us up. Come boys.
Cricket for some time.
No. Lovely, Shaq.
Shaqib just varying his pace
Bowling well here, boys.
nicely at the moment.
Number five, boys. Submit.
That's beaten cover. Should be two.
All of a sudden now batting seems to be looking very easy, isn't it? Timing it to perfection, finding the gaps, rotating the strike and the odd boundary coming. This is very good. The towels are out. Just want to make sure that the ball is dry for the spinners to grip.
Big shot to the leg side. That is very big indeed. Into the Indian fans. 50 partnership between Shreyas Iyer and Akshat Patel. Exactly what India needed.
Such a good shot that is. That is his second six of the innings. He just faced 15 deliveries. Using the feet and then heaving it over the onside for the maximum. Brings up the 50 partnership. Yes, this partnership looking dangerous for Bangladesh. That is a smashing shot. And that too of the bowling of Shakib Al Hasan.
They've got something to cheer about finally over the last few minutes. In all, Bangladesh 116 for 4. Fizz back into the attack for Bangladesh. Shreyas Iyer, now the leading run scorer for India in one-day internationals this year, goes ahead of Shikhar Dhawan. He's taken to his middle order role with gusto. But if he can lead his side home from this position, then his reputation will just continue to soar. Needs a partner, and he's found one in Akshat. 51 of just 36. They've got that required rate back down towards 6. Swivels and pulls and takes a 50. 14th ODI half century for Iyer. He's having a year to remember in this format so far. 6 50s and 100 in his last 11 innings.
Wickets falling from the other end. He held up his nerve and make sure that he stayed around.
Just 69 balls. Gone into his shell and taken a backward step. The wickets have been falling around him. All fours, 1-6 so far.
He had a measured approach when he came onto bat. Shreyas Iyer was presented a few deliveries down the leg side to pick up boundaries.
Now the question is, can he keep going? Can he take them home?
Yeah, if you look at what Bangladesh did at this stage of the game, at the same, at the end of this 24.5 overs, they were 96 for 6. So Bangladesh produced that magnificent partnership between Mahmudullah and Mehdi Hasan. And both these batters have looked in fine touch. So I won't be surprised that if this partnership goes longer and deeper. That's exactly what they would be hoping for.
Another short ball to finish and a good over by the Fizz.
দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ, এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন।
Half stop, they've been throwing themselves around the field. Bangladesh so far, that occasion only save one run.
And it was once again Mehdi Hasan Miraj. Kept a little bit low, played with soft hands, and it goes through Mehdi Hasan.
The field is spread at the moment, though. There are plenty of singles on offer. So this suits these two at the moment, having got off to such a good start, 56 or 43, and just knock the ball around here and keep wickets in hand if they want to.
It's important to create some pressure here, and you can produce pressure by bowling dot deliveries. Partnership of 56 or 44 has been a good one. 16 singles in that partnership. Very good over. The previous one from Fizz, just a single. But out of the 3 deliveries that Shakib Al Hasan has bowled, is already given with 4 runs. So it's not only about the partnership in the batting department, you require partnership in the bowling department also, both ends. That's what bowled, just a hint of turn and a bounce there.
Keep hanging there, boys.
Yeah, every once in a while, one from Shakib just bites a little bit. Not excessive turn, but enough to cause a problem, and it stops in the pitch too. That's what causes the issue for the batter. It's not necessarily the turn, it's the slowness of the pitch too.
Good tag. One mistake from here, right? One mistake, boys.
Good stop in the infield. Yasir again, 122 for 4.
ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ, এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন।
The 102 in the last 10 overs for Bangladesh. He's been very impressive. Well, now, ball just holding its line and just coming back in. So there is expecting some movement off the surface.
Classic. Mustafi's a slower ball off cutter outside the off stump to the right hander, so hard to deal with. Aya though is in good form. Started off with a deft leg glance. First sign of aggression from him when he came down the track. Hit over the top for 6. Swept Nassim Ahmed well. That might have been the pick of his shot so far. The back foot hit Mahidi straight over his head. Oh, short again on Mustafiz. He's really banged it into the middle of the pitch in this second spell.
He's mixing it up nicely here. First one came back. Second was a slow delivery, and then the short pitch delivery. He's thinking, put
and they hit the feet from that sort of a length to get Shikidava now. That, look how much that ball has climbed, vicious. Haven't seen anything like that since, but we saw a little bit of variable bounce in the first ODI. Seems to be a good length to bowl on this pitch for the fast men. This can get one more to climb like that, Akshay Patel will be in trouble.
This is turning out to be a good over once again. He's doing his part, making an effort to break this partnership. Bangladesh desperately looking for someone who can break the partnership, do the job for them. Is it going to be Fizz? Partnership certainly looking very good.
Yeah, for the first time this innings, crowd just a little bit quiet at the moment. They've been very noisy for the vast majority, but these two have silenced the locals. It's pretty much a packed house. Well, it is a packed house now. People have come in after work, packed to the rafters. Short again, but it's a dot. Just 2 off the over, 124 for 4.
ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন। ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন।
Yeah, it's also important for Litun Dar, the skipper of Bangladesh team, to look at other options because this partnership is going from strength to strength. So what are the options? He's used only 5 bowlers, frontline bowlers, but you do have someone like Afif Hussain, the right-arm off spinner. Question is whether he will ask him to come in the attack because both the batters are looking very comfortable.
Yeah, Afif seems to be the 6th bowling option at the moment. Mahmudullah doesn't bowl very often anymore in one-day internationals. Might be tempted to try the 6th bowler while there's a left-hander at the crease in Akshar. But I don't think they want to bowl too many overs of Afif Shreyas Iyer while he's set. There's a few instances of misfielding so far in this Indian innings.
The run rate just creeping up now. It's more than 6.5.
Up is just over. Man at backward point, diving despairingly. That just popped a little bit off the surface. Wasn't in control there, Aksha.
Off the back foot, really went after it, but didn't time it. But a good attempt. Really good attempt from who else but Mehdi and Miraj.
Here we go, boys.
Lucky, very lucky indeed. So very close.
Ball side,
The ball is definitely following Mehdi today. Single off the final ball, 129 for 4.
দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন। ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন।
It's a nice little partnership that's allowed India to come back in the game, rather let's say remain in the contest. 64 of 59. Shreyas Iyer, Akshar Patel. Nasim Ahmed and Mehdi Hassan Miraz, a half century of a partnership, initially got Bangladesh to a respectable total of 271, something that both Akshar Patel and Shreyas Iyer, the moment they came in together, would have realized that you can probably copy both of them and say ones or twos, rotate strike, attack when possible, keep the scoreboard moving, and let's assess and reassess as the game progresses. Sunny ji?
Yes, this is a very, very good partnership. Exactly what India needs at this stage. 64 of 59. Akshar Patel scoring run of all. He's hit 2 sixes. But more importantly, he seems to have given Shreyas Iyer the confidence to also open up just a little bit. Shreyas Iyer, 4 boundaries and a 6. But they need a lot more. India's still not sure whether Rohit Sharma can bat or whether Deepak Chahar can come in. Deepak Chahar's got a hamstring injury, so running won't be easy for him.
Yeah, one of those days when just not one, we've had 2 injuries from the Indian team. It's one of those days when suddenly you look around the dressing room and you say, who's next to bat?
Yes, that's true. Shardul Thakur can bat a bit. We know that. Deepak Chahar also capable of batting. But then, of course, there's Rohit Sharma. But if his left hand is injured, it's not going to be easy. It's a top hand. Left hand, the top hand for the right hander. So playing some of the drives may not be easy for Sharma.
Sabit bowling, Miraj bowling, Miraj. Go big here, boys. One mistake.
I like this little consolidation.
Boys.
This is a confirmation that he is ready to bat. Top shot yet again. Shreyas Iyer clearly has a wonderful ability to change gears and keep that scoreboard moving.
And he's being helped to a great extent by Mehdi Hassan bowling around the wicket. Because bowling around the wicket, bowling across, he's able to hit it with the turn. He's used his feet. There's a big gap there between the deep mid wicket and the long on field, and he's picked it perfectly. It's a 6. There it is. He's looking to create that angle, Mehdi Hassan. That's exactly what Shreyas Iyer is looking for. He's gone over the wicket now.
And just the ability to rotate strike at will. It's such an important feature in one-day cricket batting. The ability to leave the ball outside the off stump as a top order bat, and the ability to rotate strike, change gears. Forceful stroke from Aksar Patel, a little inquiry from Mushfiqur Rahim.
Umpire director, we have an umpire review for stumping. I've checked the front foot and it's a fair delivery. We can start with front on spin vision, please. Ball has clearly missed the bat. Can I go to your best side on angle for the stumping now, please? Keep it rolling through, keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Foot is landed behind the popping crease. I have a decision
Dragging the
for
foot
you.
back in. At just the right time, he'll be not out, the decision. Not out, and it's 137 for 4.
ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন।
272 to remain in the series, India, after an outstanding 100 from Mehdi Hassan Muraz and Mahmudullah 77. Nasim Ahmed. Strengthening their the spin bowling combination with Shakib Al Hasan and Nasim Ahmed today, feeling that it will be a better option for Bangladesh not to go with an additional seamer, rather go in with an additional spinner.
Yes, the other day it looked as if Hassan Mahmood was not quite confident. He was taken for a few runs, and because of the success of Shakib, 5 wickets and Mehdi got a wicket or so, the Bangladesh think tank going with the extra spinner. And you got to say he's bowled well. Nasim has bowled well. Economy at the moment under 5, which is terrific.
Aksar Patel would be waiting for one ball to come outside the off stump, a little time that he could get to get under that ball and utilize the cow corner. He's already peppered the long off boundary once. With the maximum, he'll be waiting for that.
Yes, he's hit 2 good sixes, Aksar Patel. That's the long end of the boundary. Nicely played. Very nicely played between those 2 fielders. Played it late. Boundary of the last ball of the 30th over, 143 for 4.
ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন।
Shreyas Iyer, Akshar Patel holding fort for India. Shot punished for the very first ball from Mohammedullah.
And what a good shot this is. Just transfer his weight onto the back foot. Was marginally short. Akshar Patel is a tall man, so he's just transferred his weight onto the back foot, you can see. And he's pulled it. Very good shot. Top shot this.
Series from Mohammedullah getting dispatched to the boundary to get the off spin against the left-hander from here. From the Walton end to bowl to make him hit towards the offside. That's a longer part of the boundary for Akshar Patel towards the cover and mid-off region. It didn't work the perfect way the very first ball. That's likelihood the region where he would want Akshar to be dominating or hitting. And this will be an interesting contest. Nitin Kumar Das standing at long on. There's no protection on the offside of the boundary for Mohammedullah. At 3 on the boundary on the onside. Quicker and faster this time. Five of the over, 148 for 4. With Nasim and Mohammedullah in operation at this point of time, the clearly signs that he's not relying on just the 5 bowlers. He feels a spin is required to take that pace off. He's been flatter, he's been quicker through the air, Nasim, but then he uses the crease really well.
Well, he does. Look at that. He goes wide, and he's got a nice straight high action. That is one delivery, he'll bowl wide. And the 150 coming up with that single from Shreyas Iyer. Knocking it around, the required rate is just a little over 6.65. So nothing to worry the Indian batsman. When it starts to climb over 8, that's when you start to worry. Oh! Deceived him very well, Nasim.
It probably sensing Akshar Patel might come down the track. The ball went a little further away from the wicket keeper Mushfiqur. More regulation. Single to finish. Nasir Mehmed's over. 151 for 4.
ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন। ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে
And the confidence is clearly there within these two. The partnership that they've managed to string together so far, now they can press a little bit of the accelerator.
Yes, and particularly again Mahmudullah, who's just bowling his second over. So they've taken him for 5 runs of the first over, 2 of the first ball.
I would have thought that he might have gone back to one of the seamers, probably an Ibadat Hussain, a couple of overs or maybe just 1 over to understand how's the body shaping up. You don't want your seamer to not have that rhythm going for him if he bowls after a long break. He's gone to Mahmudullah. Clearly he knows what his plan is at this point of time against the Indian batters.
He probably wants to slow it off the pitch. Because the asking rate is 6.7, he won't mind 3 or 4 runs being conceded in the over. The previous over from Nasoom was 3 runs. Now 2 deliveries left, he's conceded 3 runs. So Litton.
সবাই পেজটি ফলো করে রাখুন পরের ম্যাচগুলোর লাইভ দেখতে। সবাই পেজটি ফলো করে রাখুন পরের ম্যাচগুলোর লাইভ দেখতে।
So what he doesn't want, what Litton doesn't want, is boundaries being conceded. Just 1 ball left, 7 runs from this over. Giving himself just a little bit of room. It wasn't really outside the off stump so much.
$158 for 4.
ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন। ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে ঝামেলা ছাড়া খেলা দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার খুলুন এবং সার্চ বারে লিখুন crickbong.com। ওয়েবসাইটটি ওপেন হয়ে গেলে একটু নিচের দিকে আসুন এবং এখানে দেখবেন ক্লিক হেয়ার টু ওয়াচ লাইভ। এই ছবিটিতে ক্লিক করলেই আপনারা লাইভটি দেখতে পারবেন।
At this point in time, Bangladesh are 138 for 6, India 160 for 4, but they still require 112 runs. A single results in a 96 partnership. They've gone past the best 5th wicket stand between MS Dhoni and Suresh Raina that they had at Mirpur in 2010 in a successful chase for India. This has gone past that, this partnership.
Yes, it's just the kind of partnership that India needed. We'll need more from these two as well.
There'll be some discussions. They require it. The Bangladesh team need to get a wicket here to break this partnership. India will have their discussion going. How do they approach? How do they accelerate the scoring rate? Remain cautious yet aggressive in this chase of 272. 163 for 4. It's time for a drinks break.
That is a big
কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া কাতার বিশ্বকাপে সকল কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া কাতার বিশ্বকাপে সকল ম্যাচ দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার ওপেন করুন এবং লিখুন ক্রিকবং। প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে এটাতে ঢুকুন এবং একটু নিচের দিকে চলে যান। ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ এই ছবিটিতে আপনারা ক্লিক করলেই কিন্তু কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া দেখতে পারবেন সকল ম্যাচগুলো। কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া কাতার বিশ্বকাপে সকল ম্যাচ দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার ওপেন করুন এবং লিখুন ক্রিকবং। প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে এটাতে ঢুকুন এবং একটু নিচের দিকে চলে যান। ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ এই ছবিটিতে আপনারা ক্লিক করলেই কিন্তু কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া দেখতে পারবেন সকল ম্যাচগুলো। কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া কাতার বিশ্বকাপে সকল ম্যাচ দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার ওপেন করুন এবং লিখুন ক্রিকবং। প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে এটাতে ঢুকুন এবং একটু নিচের দিকে চলে যান। ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ এই ছবিটিতে আপনারা ক্লিক করলেই কিন্তু কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া দেখতে পারবেন সকল ম্যাচগুলো। কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া কাতার বিশ্বকাপে সকল ম্যাচ দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার ওপেন করুন এবং লিখুন ক্রিকবং। প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে এটাতে ঢুকুন এবং একটু নিচের দিকে চলে যান। ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ এই ছবিটিতে আপনারা ক্লিক করলেই কিন্তু কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া দেখতে পারবেন সকল ম্যাচগুলো। কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া কাতার বিশ্বকাপে সকল ম্যাচ দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার ওপেন করুন এবং লিখুন ক্রিকবং। প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে এটাতে ঢুকুন এবং একটু নিচের দিকে চলে যান। ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ এই ছবিটিতে আপনারা ক্লিক করলেই কিন্তু কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া দেখতে পারবেন সকল ম্যাচগুলো। কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া কাতার বিশ্বকাপে সকল ম্যাচ দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার ওপেন করুন এবং লিখুন ক্রিকবং। প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে এটাতে ঢুকুন এবং একটু নিচের দিকে চলে যান। ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ এই ছবিটিতে আপনারা ক্লিক করলেই কিন্তু কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া দেখতে পারবেন সকল ম্যাচগুলো। কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া কাতার বিশ্বকাপে সকল ম্যাচ দেখতে যে কোনো একটি ব্রাউজার ওপেন করুন এবং লিখুন ক্রিকবং। প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে এটাতে ঢুকুন এবং একটু নিচের দিকে চলে যান। ক্লিক হিয়ার টু ওয়াচ এই ছবিটিতে আপনারা ক্লিক করলেই কিন্তু কোনো ঝামেলা ছাড়া দেখতে পারবেন সকল ম্যাচগুলো।
To win this, to come back into the series.
Yes, and Shreyas Iyer will have to play the leading role. He's getting very good support from Akshar Patel. But Shreyas is batting 75 of 99 deliveries. Using the pace to guide it for a boundary, using his feet to loft that 6. Shreyas Iyer, he's got all the shots in the book. He can play the sweep shot. He can play the lofted off drive. Shreyas Iyer, he's been in tremendous form in the one-dayers. You can see he's played all round the dial, 2 sixes over mid-wicket, mid-on and mid-wicket, using the feet to the spinners and hitting it over the top quite nicely, keeping the bat on in the dew. But he's put the bat down. So it might get wet. Oh no, he's got it in his hand, I think. We've seen